again. Once again, I have gone to the Font of Wisdom, YouTube, watched the video and adjusted my settings, and we'll see what happens. This is a beehive ginger blossom that you're looking at. The actual height of the blossom must be close to 18 inches. Translate that centimeters if you want to. And it goes in color from the yellow at the top to an incredible bright red by the time it's finished. And the whole process of first seeing the blossom to final brilliant red and slowly deteriorating back into the earth will take 4 or 5 months at least. It's a marvelous plant. I'm not sure that you can eat the roots. I'm not sure you can't. But it grows around here. It's a volunteer, grows where it wants to. And I rather like it because it's pretty. And inside the the blossoms on the blossom, if that makes sense. Those little darkish round areas collect water, and birds and creepy crawlies and what have you will come and get a drink. It's a very handy plant. It looks good. It gives nice foliage and privacy. All in all, I'm rather pleased about having them around. And I think this video is going to work, which I hope it does. Lord knows nothing else is in the world. I know. Depressing most days, aren't I? But then the news is depressing. The world is depressing. And you know the really sad thing about it? It would be so easy to correct. Micah, for those of you not familiar with Hebrew Scriptures or the Christian Bible, he is one of the prophets you find in the Old Testament. And I would say when it came to putting it down on paper or into words, he was better than Jesus. When Jesus was asked, what's the most important, he said basically there's 2 things. You gotta love your God, and he goes on and on and on, and then you gotta love your neighbor, and he goes on and on and on. And undoubtedly by the end of it, the listener was saying, geez, I didn't want a whole dissertation. They asked the same thing of Micah. And he's listening to it and and he says, oh, look, people, you already know what God wants of you. It's simple. Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. You do that, you got it made in the shade with Gatorade. Which is a lot simpler when you think about it. It puts it right out there for you. You got to do justice. And that means no favoritism in the law. No Trump exceptions, to put it one way or another. To love mercy. Well, mercy has been defined as the ability to allow somebody to rest. And the more I think about that definition, the more I like it. You can show mercy to your workers in your company. You can show mercy to someone you love whose mind is distraught by finding a way to help their mind take a rest. There are so many ways to help people rest and to show mercy and to give it. And more importantly, it doesn't cost any money. It just costs a good conscience. And that may eventually cost you money, but basically the main cost is a good conscience. And you get a payback when you do mercy, which is a good deal. And you get a payback when you do justice, which is a good deal. And why do you get that payback? Because the people you are doing justice for or with or to, and the people you are sharing mercy with are your neighbors, are people around you, or you wouldn't know the problems they have. And by doing that for them, they become happier, nicer, better people. And that makes them better to live with. Think about that for a minute or two. Now the third thing he said, walk humbly with your God. Humans throughout recorded history have felt that they were, are, and always will be the most important beings in the known universe, except for God, of course. And maybe the angels. But anything else, we get to crush them. We get to do what we want with them. Well, yeah, maybe so. I don't believe that anymore, I hope. I hope I don't live that way anymore. One never knows, though. To walk humbly with your God is to accept the teachings of your God, is to accept the fact that you have value to your God. True humility is not about false modesty. There's a story about Babe Ruth, who was one of the greatest home run hitters in baseball that has ever lived. And he was visiting a sick child in a hospital. And he promised the kid, I tell you what, I'm going to hit one out left field for a home run for you, and then next time up I'm going to hit one out to right field. Just for you, so you'll get better and feel better. And the kid said, oh, thank you, thank you. And a reporter said to another reporter, what a blowhard. That guy's blowing smoke. Yeah, yeah, and he was really upset with him. And the other reporter said, I tell you what, we'll talk after the game. If he didn't do it, you're right. If he did do it, you just tell him the truth. And it turned out he did do it. He was telling the truth. True humility is to know your worth and your value. It's not to walk with your eyes downcast and, oh, poor me, I'm no good for anything. It's just to know your worth and to do the work you can do. And that's really walking humbly with your God. I don't say that I've done any one of those three all the time. I haven't. I talked to my wife about that. But I have on occasion succeeded in one or two of them at some time or another. And life has always been better when I did, and always been worse when I didn't. That's just the fact of life from the time I started thinking about how I behaved and what it meant. And that wasn't necessarily when I was a teenager. That took a while to realize that things weren't quite what I used to think they were. That goes back to living in the village. They helped me to be the best I could be while I was with them, and to maintain the desire to be the best I could be when I left them, which isn't a bad deal. In any case, this has gone on long enough. I'm going to go see how it looks. If it doesn't work, I'll be able to come out and take another shot, but I'll try for a still shot before I go in. So you take care. If the fates will allow it, we'll be back tomorrow doing the same thing. Have a good day. Bye-bye.